4 mistakes that are most likely keeping you from under $10,000 a month. First off, number 2, leading to my next thing. Then the 4th is going to be, when I first started, the only thing I talked about was funding. Every single content was funding. Everything was funding. People knew me as the funding king. The person who helped people get funding. The person who helped people run funding companies. The thing that could be keeping you from an extra $10,000 each month is working on yourself, y'all. Your business can only go as far as you go. What's going on, YouTube family? It's your boy Darius, man, back with talks on the whiteboard. I'm gonna be doing a series, really giving y'all some game on different things, different topics, showing you all how we've been able to build a multi-million-dollar company, but more importantly, how you can do the same, right? What I want to talk about today is the 4 mistakes that are most likely keeping you from under $10,000 a month in your online business, all right? The fastest way to be able to scale and to be able to create more leverage is by taking your business online. One, of course, because we operate without the friction of a brick and mortar, right? Which means that right now you can have little capital and be able to go and create something based on either a skill set or based on your gift. Now, the difference is your gift is what God gave you. Maybe you naturally speak well. Maybe you naturally dress well, right? Maybe you naturally are creative. That's a God's gift. That's your gift. Then there's a skill set. Skill set is something you develop through experiences. For example, if you work a job, you develop skill sets of dealing with systems. You develop systems of working with spreadsheets, worksheets, tracking data. That's a skill set you develop that you can come out and create your own offer with, right? So those are the difference between the two. When people come out and you create your own online offer, some of the mistakes that I see commonly people are making that are holding them back for the money, first off is going to be no clear messaging, all right? When it comes to messaging, the money is in the messaging, everything. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. For example, anybody and everybody make money online. That's cool, but the problem with that is it doesn't make someone feel like that's the offer that I want to take. If I say I help people fire their boss, start an online business, and make $10,000 a month, that is much more clear messaging, because that person who's at a 9-to-5, if I've created an offer specifically for them to be able to fire their boss, they now feel more compelled to take action and move forward because I'm talking to them. Biggest thing I'll tell you is, remember, a person who talks to everyone talks to nobody, right? So remember, the riches are in the niches. Speak to somebody, start narrow, and then we can expand out. Because eventually, as you build trust, as you build social proof, as you're getting these testimonials, now you can start to cultivate and build new offers because you have people that trust you. For example, when I first started, the only thing I talked about was funding. Every single content was funding. Everything was funding. People knew me as the funding king. The person who helped people get funding. The person who helped people run funding companies. Then what happens is we start wide. We build all of these testimonials. I've helped over 86 people now make over $100,000. So now what happens is I have other offers that they can graduate to. And because they trust me, now I can sell them anything because they know I'm a man of integrity. They know I operate, and they know that I'm going to over deliver. Right? So the messaging is, you want to make sure very clear. So the way I want you to do this is, who do you help? How do you help them? And in what time frame? So for example, I help 9-to-5ers get $50,000 in funding to go buy their first real estate investment property to create financial freedom. I spoke directly to somebody, right? Rather than just talking to anybody about different things and it not making sense. All right. So this is going to be number 1, clear messaging. Number 2 is going to be a sales mechanism. I've been the person, I've actually got up to making 6 figures a month, $100,000 a month, and still not having a proper sales mechanism, which is how I would have $100,000 one month, and then $60,000 one month, $70,000 next month, $40,000. Why? Because although we were making money, we didn't have anything to track or optimize to be able to continue to build. So what you want to do is you want to double down on one thing. What we double down on is we do 3 to 5 day virtual events. That means everything in my business, my team understands what we're doing. My team is thinking, how do we optimize? My team is maximized. My team is keeping track of data. My team is making sure that we do any and everything in our power to be able to double down on our one sales mechanism. It's easier to get to $100,000 a year, a month, a day, $1 million if you optimize on one thing. If you're doing DM ads on Monday, if you're doing VSL on Tuesday, if you're doing webinars on Thursday, then you're trying to book a call on Friday, you don't know what works, which is going to keep you up and down, right? It's going to keep you in waves. Leading to my next thing, data. What is data? Data is keeping track of metrics. You need to know what brings me in the money. If you don't know what brings you in the money, you don't know how to be able to scale, how to be able to expand. So when we think of data, what are the numbers in my business that I need to keep track of, right? It's called KPIs. These are key indicators that are going to help you to be able to grow. For example, things like Facebook ad costs. If you don't know your CPL, your cost per lead, you don't even know how much it costs you to acquire a potential customer. If you don't know that, it doesn't matter what we do, because you could have spent $20 for a webinar lead, right? And that's only going to get you 5 leads a day at $100. And if you make $100 sale, you're excited, but not knowing that you only broke even. You need to know your numbers. You need to keep track of how much do my leads cost? How much does it cost me to acquire a book call or to acquire a buyer? And what these allow you to do is they allow you to build an actual business off of numbers. For example, I know in my business, when I put $1 in, I get anywhere from $3.50 to $4.50 back. So in understanding that, based on number 2, my sales mechanism, all I have to do is continue to put more money into my business to be able to expand more. Because now when I spend $1,000, I'm getting between 35 and 45,000 back. So if I spend $100,000 a month, we should get between, I think, 335 and 445. Understanding the numbers in your business will make your business predictable. The reason most businesses get stuck, they get in a place where they can't scale, is because they don't know this. Data is the most important thing, not even with just your numbers, but asking your audience. The reason our program is so successful and we help so many people is because we continually ask them, what do you and what don't you like? Most people don't want to know what they don't like. Why? Because they don't want to get critiqued or they don't want to hear feedback. But you don't understand. The sooner you realize your offer sucks, the sooner you can make it better. When we all start, our offer most likely is going to suck. But the greatest thing is we can ask people what they don't like, what they do like, and we can fix it. For example, when I first started my program, every 6 weeks, we'd ask, hey, what do you guys like? How do you like it? Rate it 1 through 10. Please give us negative and positive feedback so we can continue to build it for you all. They love this. They would say, hey, this was great, but I wish we had one-on-one access. Okay, what can I do to give people one-on-one access but still keep my offer at scale? Well, guess what? We decided that, okay, we can bring in something called a client success manager. What this does is this is someone who takes a load off of your hands because they get group calls with me, but then when they want one-on-one, they can check in with someone who is working with us to be able to give them certainty, clarity, and redirection, which helps them with testimonials. It helps them with the feeling of the customer feeling like they got their money worth. And the most important, it helps them get a result faster, y'all. Right? So if you ask the right questions, you can get the right answers to help you be able to go out and get to the next level. Then the 4th is going to be, check the comments is what I put. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a bonus right here. What I tell everyone is, the thing that could be keeping you from an extra $10,000 each month is working on yourself, y'all. Your business can only go as far as you go. So for example, if you're a business owner, your team, they watch how you work, right? Your team is only going to work as hard as you are. So if you're lazy, you're late to meetings, you're showing up haphazard, you're not giving your best, your team is only going to reflect that, right? When we talk about leadership, it's not leading with your words. It's not being a boss by verbally. No, it's leading by example, right? People watch what you do, not what you say. So greatest thing I tell you is spend more time than you do on your business on you. Because if you spend more time on you, it'll reflect in your business. So some things I do, I make sure every single day we hit the gym. Why? Because I need to make sure that I'm operating in my best self. Dopamine, testosterone, the way I feel, the way I perform, dealing with anxiety, dealing with pressure. All of these things get better as I get better, right? Making sure that I'm on time for meetings, making sure that I'm on time for customer calls. Why? Because this sets the tone for how my team is going to operate. If I'm 2 minutes late, they're going to be 2 minutes, because if Darius is setting the standard, then this is the standard for the program or for the company that you are building. So understand that company culture is built off the baseline of you, then everything else grows as you grow, y'all. So these right here are the 4 biggest mistakes that are keeping you under $10,000 a month, y'all. If you found this video valuable, make sure that you share, like, subscribe. I want to keep on showing up for y'all, giving y'all some higher level game. And if you're someone who is interested in joining my inner circle where I teach you how to get to your first $1 million year, your first $100,000 a month, we've actually had 5 people now have $100,000 days. Then what I want you to do is I want you to check the link in the bio. I'm going to allow you to apply to see if you're a good fit and see if you're somebody that we can work with. For this offer, I do want to be transparent. You need to at least be already making an average of $20,000 a month. And what we do is we take you from $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month minimum, all the way up to your first $1 million month, y'all. Super excited. Hope you found this video grateful. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you in the next time.